So I have a good friend that was bitten on the ass by a dog. Now, I'm not going to bring up their name just to protect the innocent. He was bitten in the ass by a dog, and he called me up and told me about it. And he's sitting there talking about it. It's like, oh yeah, I turned my back. The dog was coming. I turned my back, and so he just clamped right onto my ass. And like, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Just clamped right on the ass. It grabbed the whole cheek, right? And I said, well, did the teeth puncture you? Any problems with that? And he's like, no. It's like the punctures weren't really the problem. The problem was the bruise around my asshole. And I was like, pardon? Pardon me? Yeah, I got this big bruise around my asshole. And I said, listen, you're one of my best friends in the entire world. And I want to tell you this straight from the bottom of my heart. But the idea of you with your pants down in the bathroom over a hand mirror, inspecting your anus and saying, I got this, realizing you got this big bruise. The thought of you doing that brings me such great joy. And I guess it's a schadenfreude thing, but it brings me such great joy in my life to imagine you doing that. Now, here's the real question. Did you even have a hand mirror, bro? Did you have a hand mirror, or did you have to get a phone? Did you have to get your phone to get the video recording going, put it upside down in your toilet or on the edge of the tub or something like that, record, and then you sit there and you hold your butt over it, and then you go back and you look at it. It's like, oh, it's too dark. I'm blocking the light source. So you got to go get a flashlight. You get a flashlight. You bring it. You set it up and turn it on. You set it on its end, and you get like a good angle so you know the light is shining straight up your butt. And then you do it again. You hit record on the video, and then you spread your cheeks over the toilet or over the edge of the tub. And then you go back and you have to look at the video, and then you got to pause it at the right point, and then you got to zoom in. It's like, oh, there is a big bruise around my anus. And so those kinds of thoughts that sped through my brain when he told me that is what brings me so much great joy. And I thought a lot about this. I'm not thinking about my friend's butthole. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm thinking about is the idea of having to be in a position where you got to check out your butthole because you think, there's pain. I'm bruised. And being a single person like myself, this guy, being a single person, it's not like he can go to his wife or, and say, hey, could you do me a favor? Do me a solid and look at my butthole. And so I started wondering if this sort of thing happened to me and I didn't have a hand mirror or a phone, is there a friend in my life I could go to and say, could you do me a favor and take a look at my butthole for me? Do you think I'd say Jonathan? No. I thought about this extensively, and there is no friend I have that I would ask that of. All right? Because I respect them. If I can't get a family member or, a spouse to look at my butthole for me, I would just have to go without knowing. And the only other thing is I could think of is that if you have a friend and you don't have a hand mirror and the friend says, okay, I'll look at your butthole for you, but I don't really want to look. So you come up with this idea. It's like, here's an idea. FaceTime me, get behind me, point your camera at my butthole, and I'll be bent over here looking at my butthole on FaceTime, making sure that the Google has my butthole, making sure the CIA has my butthole, they can identify me by my butthole. And even then I think I couldn't do it. So the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to own a hand mirror.